Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Chad Hartley, and welcome to this edition of the Football Insider. I'm joined now with Defensive Coordinator Andy Buh, and Andy, it's been probably an interesting spring for you. Your first year back in Reno, and here a couple days before the Silver and Blue game. How do you feel about the defense and what you've seen so far these spring practices?
Oh, I've been loving these guys. They've been giving us everything that we've been asking for, playing really hard, and playing within the scheme. So we're pretty fired up about that.
Yeah, and you obviously being in your first year and coming back, a lot of work to do in terms of getting to know this personnel and getting this personnel to know you and your scheme and what you're trying to accomplish. I imagine a lot of teaching out here this spring.
No question. We're teaching a bunch, and like you said, the personnel is number one, and really fitting the personnel into the scheme, or the scheme into the personnel. So we're wrapping what our tools are and making the best out of them.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about some of the personnel you do have, and that defensive front, obviously a couple proven commodities in Ryan Colson and Dante Moak. And what have you seen out of the front this spring?
Well, we've seen a group that's really hungry, and they're all playing together. And how the obvious guys are Dante Moak. I mean, he is unbelievable. With him, on one edge, and then Ryan Colson on the other. They're a pretty good 1-2 tandem. And you know what? Mike Andrews is really coming along to be the third. He's getting in the mix as a third end, and then the two inside tackles. With Roy and Madonic, they're doing well too.
And Brett Roy's a guy that's been outside in past years, and how's he making that transformation inside?
Oh shoot, he's a natural. He's a natural inside guy, and he's got so much strength and power. Both those guys are going to really help us inside, pushing the pocket and stuffing the run inside.
The linebacking core, you got a guy like James Michael Johnson, an all-WAC guy a year ago on the outside, and moving into the middle backer spot. How's he handling that move?
He's transitioning. He's that takes a little bit of time, and boy, I just love his athleticism in there. I haven't had a guy that has that kind of athleticism in that position before, so it's been fun to work with that piece of clay, and. The most surprising thing about the linebacking core has been DeAndre Bowden. The JC transfer from Fresno. He's been a really big surprise coming in here, and just kind of a silent guy that just does his thing, and we found out a lot about him the last 12 days that he'll hit you. Yeah. And
you expect those junior college guys to come in and make an impact, and when you say a surprise, I mean that kind of says something about the level that he's at. When you're expecting an impact already and he takes it to another level.
Right. We're expecting an impact from him, but I've never seen a junior college transfer impact a defense or a scheme as fast as he has. He's transitioned from a junior college program into a Division I, a high Division I program. Pretty fast.
In the secondary, you've got a guy in Isaiah Fry back, a guy in Duke Williams back. There's been a lot of young players over there, on that side that have gotten some time in over the last year or two. But I know the one guy that fans haven't seen any bits of yet is Corbin Laux. How's Corbin?
He's just been a staple out there. He gives you everything. He gives you everything he's got, and he's one guy that we would say that he leaves nothing. He leaves nothing in his tank. So every day he gives us 110%.
It's got to be an interesting thing for a guy that played quarterback the last couple of years at Utah and coming in here as a safety.
Yeah.
I mean, it's learning the new position and a new side of the ball.
Yeah, he's learning. He's still fighting through all the eye progression, but the one thing that you're going to know or get out of Corbin Laux is just a guy that's just going to play with his hair on fire every day.
The Silver and Blue game coming up this Saturday at Mackey Stadium. Obviously, you got some new faces on defense, yourself and Mike Bradison included on the coaching end of it. But what can people expect when they see the defense go out there on Saturday?
A defense that's going to play as hard as you could possibly see, and I hope people come here and leave here saying, "Boy, that defense is tough and they play hard." And then the obvious things, playing with great effort, great attitude, great enthusiasm, and doing the little things right. Playing within the scheme and not trying to do more than what they're capable of doing. So that's what you can see.
The one thing I wanted to bring up, the last time a lot of fans saw you had a little more hair on your head.
Yeah.
You and the rest of the defensive coaching staff, a couple other coaches. shaved your heads to raise money for children's cancer research a couple weeks ago on St. Patrick's Day. What was that experience like?
I'll tell you what, we had about 20 players over spring break join about 4 of us coaches with the St. Baldrick's fundraiser for children's cancer, and it was something pretty special to hear those stories and see those kids, and we're just doing a little part, a tiny part, being a part of this community to help that cause. And I think it's a great cause, and people who see this should support it. Those kids are battling, and they've got more heart than any guys that we'll play against.
Okay. Sounds like a great cause.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you joining us. We'll look forward to the Silver and Blue game on Saturday.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.